Oh, you're going to love this, Barrett. Oh, pick number 15, Barrett's guy.
He's a linebacker depth, so he can cover him out the back. He can cover tight ends. He can line up on tight ends on the outside, or
running back out of the backfield
outside.
Kind of stuff.
He does all that stuff.
All right, welcome back to the show. Friday, Football Friday edition of the middle. And yes, it is still Football Friday, even though the Eagles are done. This is the weekend where it gets real. You know, all the riffraff is out of the way. You know what I mean?
All the pleasantries and
yeah. All right, let's
the
look
bones
at this.
being thrown. They threw a lot of bones this year.
Yes, they did. Eagles 2022 mock draft roundup version 1.0 in Philly voice. And we talked about the Mel Kiper mock the other day. He starts it out with Mel. And of course, we liked Mel's version. At least I liked 2 of the 3.
Yes.
Pick 15 was Devin Lloyd, the linebacker that we love out of Utah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding is right. Pick 16 was a one that you and I both loved.
Yep.
Arnold Ebiketie, courtesy of Penn State and Temple, as an edge rusher. And the 19th pick from Mel was Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State.
So we were good with both the first two picks, you know, with the linebacker and the defensive end. But then you got to the receiver.
Yeah.
You know what, our first round picks was receiver. We've only had one really pan out for us in the past couple years.
Yeah.
And we didn't use him enough this year.
Well, Jimmy Kempski says, he puts a little Jimmy says at the end of these. And this sounds exactly like what I said the other day. Olave looks a lot like a Devontae Smith as a player, and having 2 Devontae Smiths wouldn't be the worst thing. But in my opinion, the Eagles could use a little diversity in their receiver skill sets. That's what
you've been saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You want the bigger guy to go out there, be more physical.
Right. I want a veteran.
Yeah.
Sign a veteran as the number 2 guy.
Oh, so you want to be the number 2 guy. You're going to say Smith will be number 1.
I mean, 1 or a 2. I mean, it's Devontae Smith. He's a 1 on this team right now.
Yes.
But he didn't play like a 1 as a rookie, really, if he was on a better team.
So you're saying like you know what they have down in Tampa when they had Mike Evans and then they had
Godwin. Correct.
Kind of the same type of deal, you know.
But either one of them, Evans is the number 1 to me down there.
Right.
Yeah.
But either day, you know, you can come out there and then, you know, he would actually, you know, Evans will be the number 2 guy because they're going to bracket him and then turn around and now you have a number 1.
Correct.
All right, I got you. Yep, I'm good with that also.
All right, now Dane Brugler from The Athletic checked in. Oh, you're going to love this, Barrett. Oh, pick number 15, Barrett's guy, Tyler Linderbaum, Iowa.
Love it.
You'd love that at the 15th pick.
I would not be mad.
Wow.
I would not be mad. And that be on the condition that we know at that point, we would know if Kelsey was going to retire or not by then. You know, I think they're going to give him enough leash that, you know, we should at least know by draft day whether he's coming back or not, because that's exactly the time when OTAs start and guys come in and they start working out together, you know, just to, you know, put things in perspective. You're going to know what your lineup is and who is not going to be in your lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's going to be here, he should let the team know well before then so they can make a move going in another direction.
And he would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
He would
wouldn't screw him around like that. Yeah,
Kelsey's like one of those guys that I look for, like the organization would want to keep him just in the organization somehow. He seems like one of those kind of guys to me. No?
He's going to coach. Believe that he's going to
You think he's going to coach?
Oh, yeah. He's got it in him. He can't help himself. You know, he cannot help himself. He's going to want to coach. He's going to want to pass on the information he learned from his offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
He can't wait to get his own guys that he can tell them stories and how they can get better as players. I mean, he's been around it, you know, even as far as being with Jason Peters and his interaction with him.
Right.
All the experience that he could have teaching guys offensive line tricks and tricks of the trade and, you know, what they could do to make them better players. He could have it from both standpoints, how being a big player like Jordan Mailata, teaching him how he got to the place where he's at, down to himself being an undersized guy, a Rudy guy that just became, you know, an all-pro, one of the best centers in the world, and tell him how he went about it.
Right.
So he's seen it both, you know, both sides. So I could see him being a coach, and a damn good coach also.
So have you given up on the idea then, if you want Linderbaum, that Seumalo would be the center going forward?
I don't think Linderbaum would come in and start day one.
No?
No.
Wow. First round pick?
First round pick, he would not be good enough to come in and start day one. He would not be better than Seumalo right now. That's why I would say we wouldn't draft him that early. We would have to draft him later on, like in the second round if we were going to get him.
Yeah.
But I can't see a first round. First round picks.
I need a first round.
Day one.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Day one.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, they're just penciled in, and he wouldn't be able to beat Seumalo out, or he couldn't beat out Landon Dickerson. So, I mean, it'd be a waste if they did pick him right now.
All right. Brian H. on the stream says the Eagles need to sign Kelsey as the O-line coach, paired with Stoutland to eventually take over when Stoutland retires.
They do that.
They
do that.
Yeah.
They do that. You know, that's what happened with Juan Castillo and Bill Callahan.
Oh, yeah?
Same thing. They signed both of them, and Bill Callahan was my offensive line coach, and Juan Castillo, who was actually a defensive linebacker in college, coached defense all the way up until they hired him basically to come in and just be like an assistant, and became the assistant offensive line coach, you know, later on. You know, that's what Juan was. You know, so yeah, I mean,
he became a hell of an offensive line coach.
One of the best. He's still one of the best in the business. I think he's in Chicago now.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's in Chicago now.
All right, pick 16, according to this dude from The Athletic, says Andrew Booth, cornerback, Clemson.
Second best cornerback in the draft. Booth is a man-to-man cornerback, physical, long and lanky. Let me see what his numbers are. I have his numbers written down. Booth is 6 foot, 200 pounds, Clemson.
Okay.
He could play cover two. He's more so a cover two. I'm sorry, he's more so a cover two cornerback, meaning, you know, he can play off.
Yeah.
And be one of those physical corners that you have, you know, if you run a cover two or you run a zone.
So not a man-to-man guy.
Not a man-to-man. I'm sorry. Okay. He's not a man-to-man cornerback. Right.
It says here also that he has above average downhill skills to drive and blow up plays near the line of scrimmage. I like that.
Hence, that's why he's a cover two guy, because he plays back off the ball. He's not going to get in your face, which would work perfectly in a Gannon's offense, because they play 10 yards back, 7 yards back, you know, anywhere from there. So he's going to have to come up and make plays. In cover two, they have that side of the field, so they have to make sure that they have the flats. So they're in charge of the flats, so they got to come down and make plays, being the end guy on the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, he would be perfect in Gannon's system.
Okay. Pick 19, George Carloftus.
My guy,
Purdue,
too.
That's your boy.
We're talking about a high-effort guy, always going to be around the ball, great technician as far as hand placement, can turn the corner, has pretty good bend going around the corner. And when I say bend, it's like ankle bend. Your ability to drive around the corner, be low enough.
It's like Derek Barnett had great ankle bend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just never used it.
He had the bend, but he'd just get there a little bit late.
Yeah, he had the bend, but not the finish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, Carloftus, he would definitely finish the play.
Okay.
You know, he'll be right there, finish the play. He's on the lines of a guy that, you know, it's going to give you high effort, almost like a BG.
Okay.
He'd be a BG 2.0, Brandon Graham 2.0.
It says here that he doesn't have elite length or twitch.
Yes.
But he is relentless and strong with handwork that is not only violent, but also well-timed and strategic.
See, that's exactly what I just described.
Yep.
He doesn't have that quick twitch. He doesn't have that jump off the ball, but he's going to finish the play. You know what I'm saying? He's going to finish the play. And that's a skill set also.
Now, it says here that he's probably going to be a very polarizing player in this year's draft, I guess, meaning that some people value him very high and other people are out on him as a first rounder.
Yes.
So why do you think that is?
Because he doesn't have that quick twitch. He doesn't get off the ball fast, but he finishes. You know, and when I say you don't get off the ball fast, penetration is what makes, you know, elite level guys even more elite. You know, when you can get off the ball fast and you have that quick twitch, that quick twitch allows you to go inside, outside, you know, those special pass rushing moves. Yeah. He's the exact opposite. He won't be lumbering, but he'll get there, and he'll get there with technique, being sound with his hand placement, being violent with his hands, knocking hands off, turning around the corner. But when he gets there, he's also going to be swiping for the ball, sack fumbles, kind of like who was that guy that we had that was lined up opposite of the Freak, and he would just come in on passing downs, had all those sacks.
Burgess,
not Derek Burgess, not that. What was his name? He had the you know, tribal tattoos on his arm.
And he coming on passing. Began with a G. His last name, I think. Not Gokong. He was a linebacker. No, shoot. Yeah, I know who you mean. He was a special. Babin. Ash got it.
Jason Babin.
Babin. That's it.
Jason Babin. There we go. See, 91 LSXs just got it.
Yeah, 91 LSXs in there too.
He is a Babin. That's exactly who he is. I was going to compare him to anybody. He would be a Babin.
See, now Ash has quick twitch. He got in there first. See, he's got quicker twitch than 91 LSXers, and also ball 316 was a little slower on the draw.
But Bob 316 has that violent hands, though.
Right, he does. He's very violent at the point of attack. Yeah.
But that's what he reminds me of. Jason Babin.
Okay.
Which is pretty good, because Babin had like 18 sacks one year for the Eagles.
Yeah, he did. I remember he was kind of a jerk, wasn't he?
He was. He really was a jerk. He was a definite jerk. He loved him some Babbins.
Oh yeah,
Babbins loved him some Babbins.
Not that I care. If you get the 18 sacks, you can be the biggest jerk you want. I don't care.
But he only came in on passing down. He couldn't stop the run.
Right.
He would get drove down the field and dumped on his head 10 yards down the field. They were running at him. You know,
all right. So CBS's Ryan Wilson put together his mock draft, and here are the 3 picks for the Eagles. Pick 15, Trayvon Walker, defensive lineman, Georgia.
Now he's better than 99, the big guy everybody be talking about. Yeah, he's so quick. He's more of a complete player. You know what I mean? I don't know if he necessarily fits the scheme that the Eagles want, because you got to be quick twitch, get up the field. He's more of a 2-gap. I think of him as a 2-gap type of player. Okay, and you can hit, stay on the line of scrimmage, and play off and make the play on the run. If it's a passing situation, he's going to be one of those guys that drive you into the backfield, but not necessarily the quick twitch that's going to get up the field, create penetration, and you put pressure on the quarterback. He'll get there, but he'll get there with the guy in his hands and eventually make the sack. That's what he is.
It says here that he could line up as a 3, 4, or 5 technique.
Yes. To me, that reminds me of a 2-gapper.
Non-stop motor. Consistent playmaking abilities. 6'5", 275.
Right.
Is what he stands. Okay. So, all right, pick 16. According to the Ryan Wilson of CBS Sports, Devin Lloyd, Utah. We love that.
And what did they write up on him?
It says Lloyd is a twitched up sideline to sideline player who fits the mold of off-ball linebackers. We've seen coming into the league over the last decade. The Eagles might not have a history of taking off-ball linebackers in the first round, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't consider it here.
Now, what they mean by off the ball, they mean he's lined up at linebacker depth, and he's running in and making plays. And that's what I like about Devin Lloyd. He plays at linebacker depth, but he diagnosed the play fast, gets up the field, and that's why he has all those tackles for loss. I mean, he can play the traditional linebacker position, but get up the field. Most linebackers, you see going up and have all the sacks and all that stuff, are lined up on the line of scrimmage. Okay. He's off the ball, reads what's in front of him, and goes and makes the play after he reads what's going on. He may undercut a block to get up the field to make a play. He's fast enough to make it happen. Right. But usually he'll take the blocker on, shed the block, and go get the play. That's what you want. You want those big play type of linebackers, and that's what Devin Lloyd is.
Now, what about his ability to cover a tight end?
He's a linebacker depth, so he can cover him out the back. He can cover tight ends. He can line up on tight ends on the outside, or
running back out of the backfield kind of stuff.
Like he does all that stuff. Right. Coverage, he can drop off and play coverage, and that's what makes him somebody that the Eagles might want, because he could go out there, and that's why we don't have those type. Singleton is the closest guy we have to it, but an off-the-ball linebacker that can cover, you know, he can sustain coverage, you know, for a reasonable amount of time. But also, Lloyd can also play in zone. And I don't know if Singleton necessarily understands how to play in zone. Lloyd does. He understands how, you know, where he fits in the zone, his presence where he needs to be, gets off and gets enough depth when he drops back. But he also feels the way the play is developing, and he'll go in and close a window that Singleton would probably overrun, you know. So that, I mean, that's the difference between an off-the-ball linebacker. He can do all of that. All
right, pick 19, according to this guy from CBS, Ryan Wilson. Roger McCreery, cornerback, Auburn.
Auburn, yeah, Auburn. Played against ACC guys. Has that talent.
Said he's the most consistent cornerback in college football this fall.
But see, the only thing about him, I don't think his hips move well. That's the only thing that when I was bringing down on him, his hips don't move well. So, you know, if you know, double moves might beat him a little bit. And I don't know if he's fast enough to recover from it.
Okay. Well,
you know
that's, what I mean? That's consistent with the next sentence here. It says he lacks high-end athleticism of some of the other names often mentioned in the first round.
See, that's saying all double moves kill him. That's what that means.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Right. I mean, that's almost like a Jalen Mills.
Okay.
You know, Jalen Mills would have been drafted a lot higher. And Mills might have been a second-round pick if he didn't get in trouble.
Where was he drafted? I forget.
LSU.
He was I know he went to LSU. 6th round. Okay.
6th or 7th round. I think it was the 7th round.
Okay. Well, he's had a pretty nice career for a 6th or 7th round pick, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
All right, CBS's Chris Trapasso. Here are his 3 picks. Oh, boy, this is a consistent one here. Tyler Linderbaum, center from Iowa with the 15th pick.
And you know why people say that? You know,
because they see Kelsey retiring. That's why.
Right. And they don't necessarily know that, you know, we have, you know, guys that have come in and played center for us. You know, if anything, I think we would draft a guard because we have 2 centers that can play center for us, you know, already.
Yeah.
So if anything, they'll draft a guard instead of a center. The center is just a center. Center just plays center for the most part. You know, they can try to move in a guard, but I think that he would be just a center if the Eagles drafted him. And they love guys that are multi-purpose. That's why Sam Malo will be the next center. He played center in college, but he can play guard also. You know, because we have Landon Dickerson, he can play center also. I just don't see him picking up a center in the draft. Not early.
Tone wants to know, what kind of trouble was Jalen Mills in? Never heard of it before.
Oh, he got in some trouble as far as domestic girlfriend, you know, those type of deals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I might call plagiarism here on this dude, Chris Trapasso.
Why you say that?
Well, his 3 picks are exactly the same as the guy from The Athletic, Dane Brugler. We've already gone through them. Linderbaum, Booth, Carloftus. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Same 3. Imagine that.
Well, evidently there is some, you know, legitimacy. They feel as though some legitimacy then to the doing that.
But I guess that's the way you do these mock drafts. It's like you see a team with 3 picks and you see a team with a possibility of a retiring center.
Yep.
So let's put him with a center. And we see that they're going to move on from Derek Barnett. So let's get him a defensive end. You know what I mean? It's like necessarily I get that's why you would do that, but aren't you supposed to take the best player on the board?
Yes, hence that's why I don't think Carloftus is going to be there. They're going to be a run at defensive ends.
Somebody's going to take him early.
And then somebody's going to take him early. Yes, exactly. So they're going to go with the run. There's going to be a run at defensive ends, especially since the first 2 picks will probably be defensive ends. Teams are going to want to jump up and get them. So that's why another reason why I think there's going to be two picks for the Eagles in the first round instead of 3, because somebody's going to have to jump up to get one of those defensive ends, because there's going to be a run up, because the first 2 are taken off the board. The first 2 picks will probably be defensive ends, which will lead to a run, just like with quarterbacks. Right. once the first quarterback goes off the board, it becomes just everybody wants a quarterback jump up to get one.
Right.
So that's why I say I don't see Carloftus being at, pick number 19.
Yeah, there's a lot of love here for this for Gardner from Cincinnati on the stream. Yeah, I love him too. He ain't gonna be there at 15 though. I don't think he's gonna be gone.
Yep.
Okay, so Linderbaum, Booth, and Karloftis again from Chris Trapasso. CBS's Kyle Stackpole. I never heard of that guy. Who the hell is that? Stackpole. That's a bizarre last name. All right, Devin Lloyd, pick 15.
Love it. I think Lloyd will be there also.
Tyler Linderbaum, pick 16.
I love that also, but I doubt seriously if it happens.
Pick 19. Andrew Booth, Clemson.
Everybody loves this Booth guy. I mean, he fits the system. He fits Gannon's system. He's a cover two. Say he's a zone. Well, not cover two. He's a zone safe. I mean, a zone quarterback.
Yeah.
Zone quarterback meaning he plays well off the ball, and that's what these guys do off the ball.
Yeah.
In all actuality, it really doesn't make sense for the Eagles to go out and get a shutdown corner to play, right up on somebody because they don't use it. They don't use that type of defense. Like a guy like I was looking at, who was it? From what cornerback was that? I'm looking through my notes.
Oh, from Florida, Elam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Elam, Kyer Elam? He's 6'2", 196. Man-to-man corner, up in your face. He's going to be right in your stuff every single play. He's going to be redirecting you. He's that type of aggressive type of player. You want players to reroute, he would definitely reroute. He wouldn't. I doubt he fit in Gannon's system. He just wouldn't do it. He's too aggressive.
Well, Gannon's going to be gone, Barrett. Gannon's out. He's going to Houston.
The Texans, right?
Yeah, he's going to be a Houston Texans head coach. All right. I agree with Kempski here. He summed up those last three picks by Mr. Stackpole, which were Lloyd, Linderbaum, and Booth. He says all three of these picks make sense. However, I can't imagine a scenario where the Eagles use all three of their first-round picks and none of them are defensive linemen. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's linebacker, center, and cornerback. There's no edge rusher, and there's no pass rusher.
Well, there lies the difference. And you know what? That might be the case because all the great pass rushers will probably go and they'll have a run on them, and we just won't be privy to them. That might be the case.
Yeah.
Unless we trade up. That's definitely a possibility, but I don't know.
Well, we know how he loves to make moves, though. Sporting News. Vinny Iyer from the Sporting News. His first pick. Well, this is outside the box a little bit because I've seen this guy going in the first round, but later. DeMarvin Leal, defensive tackle.
Texas
A&M.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit yesterday. Remember I talked about a defensive lineman. He's an inside guy. He's a hell raiser, and he fits that 3-4 system that we need. He'll be a guy to be great opposite of Hargrave. You notice I didn't say Cox. Opposite of Hargrave.
And don't forget about Milton.
Exactly.
Don't forget about our guy Milton.
Exactly. So, he top on explosiveness, 300-pounder, gets up the field. He generates he's Hargrave's the biggest comparison with him.
Okay.
He can rush the passer from the inside, get up the field, and he's bigger than Hargrave. Very explosive. I like him, man. He had like 8 sacks or something.
8.5 sacks.
Yeah, 8.5 sacks?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. He's a versatile disruptor. I like that term, disruptor. When you're a defensive,
you love chaos.
I love chaos.
You're Mr. Chaos.
I need my tackles to cause chaos in the middle of that line. Versatile disruptor who can thrive lining up inside and outside. Four-man front. Yep.
I see him. I see him as somebody's going. He's gonna be right around that area, and I would not be mad if we picked him.
Right.
In the first. I would not be mad. That'd be a great pick. That'll generate some pass rush. Then you can move Milton Williams to the outside. on a permanent basis. That's a pretty good defensive line starting off the season. So I like that.
All right, pick 16. David Ojabo, defensive end, Michigan.
What's this guy's name from Sporting News? What's his name?
His name is Vinny Iyer. He's the guy who picked this.
He knows what he's doing. I don't know who he is. I don't know who the hell he is, but he knows what he's talking about. That would be tremendous. If he's around 16,
yeah,
they probably would have picked him at 15.
Right.
In all actuality.
Right.
It would probably be reversed. They probably go the DN first, and then they go with Leo D on the next guy, the 16.
Pick 19, Andrew Booth, cornerback, Clemson. Man, we need to get this guy on the show, this Andrew Booth.
Right. Like I said, he's a cover 2 corner. A cover 3 zone corner. Fix the system. He'll fit the system.
Kempski said that Booth would be a slam dunk pick at 15, much less at 19.
Right.
But I don't think he'll last that long.
Well,
so maybe he's thinking Booth would be gone before 15.
I love the pick.
Yeah.
I'm all with it.
All right. We're gonna
that guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Vinny Iyer.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if we
call
can,
him Sporting News.
We'll see if we can reach out to him on Twitter. I'll try to get him on a show next week. What do you think?
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
And speaking of that, anything from Seth? Any more developments on Seth?
No, I didn't go back to Seth. No, I didn't go back to the well.
Jesus,
I hate to do it to myself. But...
All right, we'll be back. Hour number 2.